Have you ever gone through a stretch where you just felt off? Like you were constantly dragging, your brain was in a fog, where you kept catching colds no matter how well you ate or how much you rested. You might have chalked it up to stress, poor sleep, or just getting older, but what if it was something more sneaky, something that quietly slipped into your system and started breaking things down from the inside out? Lyme disease is one of those things. It doesn't always make a dramatic entrance. Sometimes, there's no big red bullseye rash or obvious fever. It can creep in and cause years of problems before anyone connects the dots. And the real kicker? Lyme disease doesn't just cause temporary illness, it can throw your entire immune system into chaos, leaving you vulnerable to other health issues you never saw coming. Now, this isn't about scaring you. It's about helping you understand what could really be going on if your body hasn't felt right in a long time. Because if Lyme disease is in the picture, knowing how it affects your immune system can be the first step in getting your health back on track. In this video, we're going to explore exactly how Lyme disease can wreak havoc on your immune system, and what you can do to protect yourself, support your body, and feel strong again. Whether you've had Lyme, think you might, or just want to stay informed, you're in the right place. So let's start from the beginning. First, a quick refresher. Lyme disease is caused by a bacteria called Borrelia burgdorferi, passed to humans through the bite of a black-legged tick. You might know them as deer ticks. These ticks are tiny, about the size of a poppy seed, and most people never feel the bite. That's what makes Lyme so tricky. The bacteria can get into your bloodstream and start spreading before you even know anything's wrong. And here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, a little frustrating. Once that bacteria is in your system, it doesn't just hang out in your bloodstream. It hides. It burrows into your tissues, your joints, even your nervous system. That makes it hard for your immune system to find and destroy it. Over time, this constant game of hide and seek can confuse your immune cells, drain your energy, and lead to long-term inflammation. Think of your immune system like a well-trained security team. Its job is to find intruders and kick them out. But with Lyme disease, that team starts chasing shadows. It gets stuck in overdrive, always alert but never quite catching the bad guy. And that constant, low-level battle inside your body? That's what leads to so many of the symptoms people experience: fatigue, joint pain, brain fog, anxiety, even digestive issues. It's your immune system, stuck in a loop, trying to fight a war it doesn't know how to win. But it goes deeper than that. Over time, the strain Lyme puts on your immune system can lead to immune dysfunction. That means your body can become less effective at fighting off other infections, like viruses, bacteria, and even things like mold. You might notice you're getting sick more often, or that it takes longer to recover. Some people even develop autoimmune problems, where the immune system gets so confused that it starts attacking the body's own healthy cells. It's like your immune system is trying to do the right thing but keeps hitting the wrong target. Now, let's talk about inflammation, because this is a big part of the picture. Chronic Lyme doesn't just affect your immune system's ability to fight. It also triggers a constant release of inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These are the same things your body uses to fight off a flu or heal a wound, but in Lyme, the process doesn't shut off. That's why so many people with chronic Lyme feel like their body is on fire from the inside out. Their joints ache, their brain feels swollen, their skin gets sensitive, their mood drops. It's not just in your head, it's a real, physical inflammatory response driven by a confused and exhausted immune system. And here's the really tough part: Lyme disease often doesn't travel alone. It brings friends. Co-infections like Bartonella, Babesia, and Ehrlichia are often transmitted by the same ticks. These infections each have their own way of disrupting your immune system and making symptoms worse. That's why some people with Lyme feel like no 2 days are the same. Their symptoms change constantly, and traditional treatments don't always seem to help. At this point, you might be wondering, how do I know if this is happening to me? Well, there isn't always an easy answer. Many doctors still don't test for Lyme, or they rely on outdated tests that miss the diagnosis. That's why it's so important to listen to your body. If you've been struggling with unexplained fatigue, strange symptoms that come and go, or a general sense that your immune system just isn't what it used to be, Lyme could be playing a role. Of course, getting an accurate diagnosis is important. But just as important is learning how to support your immune system, whether you have Lyme or not. And we'll get into that more in just a bit. For now, the key thing to remember is this: Lyme disease doesn't just come and go like a cold. It can hijack your immune system and keep it running in circles for months, even years, if left untreated. But there is hope. The body is incredibly resilient when given the right tools. The immune system can bounce back, inflammation can calm down, and you can regain the energy and clarity you've been missing. So now that we understand how Lyme disrupts the immune system, let's keep going and talk about what happens next, and how to take back control of your health. Now that we've opened the door on what Lyme disease can do to your immune system, let's talk about how this really affects your day-to-day life, and more importantly, what you can do about it. One of the most frustrating parts of dealing with Lyme is how unpredictable it can make your body feel. One day, you might feel almost normal, just a little tired. The next day, it's like you've been hit by a truck, every joint aches, your head is pounding, your memory is foggy, and your mood is in the basement. That roller coaster is often driven by something called immune dysregulation, which basically means your body can't quite figure out when to go into defense mode or when to turn it off. Your immune system is supposed to react to threats, then calm down when the job is done. But with Lyme, it's like the alarm never stops ringing. It overreacts to little things, and sometimes doesn't react enough to real threats. That can mean more allergies, strange food sensitivities, or even trouble fighting off things like the common cold. And this isn't just a physical thing. Chronic immune stress affects your mental health, too. That inflammation we talked about earlier? It can reach your brain, and when that happens, it can affect your mood, your memory, and even your personality. People dealing with long-term Lyme often say things like, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." And that's not just emotional burnout. That's inflammation messing with your brain chemistry. Let's pause here for a moment, because this is where a lot of people feel overwhelmed. They hear about Lyme, immune dysfunction, co-infections, brain fog, fatigue, and it all starts to feel like a mountain too big to climb. But here's the truth: you don't have to fix everything overnight. You just have to start by giving your immune system what it needs and taking away what's draining it. So, what does your immune system need to recover from the havoc Lyme can cause? First and foremost, it needs rest. And I don't just mean sleep, although that's important too. I'm talking about real, deep rest. Giving your body permission to slow down. Because when you're constantly pushing through symptoms, forcing your body to just get over it, you're burning up the very energy your immune system needs to repair itself. Even if you're younger and usually full of energy, that constant go-go-go lifestyle can backfire hard when Lyme is involved. Slowing down isn't weakness, it's strategy. It gives your immune system the breathing room it needs to recalibrate. Next, your immune system needs nourishment. Not just calories or vitamins, but real, healing foods. Foods that calm inflammation and support gut health, because here's something most people don't realize: about 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. If your digestion is off, your immune system can't do its job properly. So, what does that look like in practical terms? It means cutting back on processed foods, refined sugars, and anything artificial. It means focusing on whole, unprocessed meals, things like leafy greens, berries, wild-caught fish, garlic, turmeric, bone broth, fermented foods. These aren't trendy buzzwords, they're powerful tools your immune system actually knows how to use. And if you've ever noticed that certain foods make your symptoms worse, bloating, brain fog, even joint pain, you're not imagining it. That's your immune system reacting to something it doesn't like. One of the easiest ways to support your body is to simply listen to those reactions. You don't need to become a nutritionist overnight. Just start noticing. What makes you feel better? What makes you feel worse? Then lean into that. Another powerful, and often overlooked, piece of the puzzle is managing stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that's helpful in the short term but damaging when it lingers. High cortisol suppresses your immune system, makes inflammation worse, and slows healing. And the thing is, when you're dealing with Lyme, even little stresses, like noise, bright lights, or too much screen time, can hit you harder than they used to. That's why building moments of calm into your day isn't just a nice idea, it's essential. Whether it's 10 minutes of deep breathing, gentle stretching, a walk in nature, or even sitting quietly with a cup of tea, those tiny resets give your immune system a break. And you'll feel the difference over time. Sleep, of course, is also a big deal here. If you're not sleeping deeply and consistently, your body can't repair the damage Lyme causes. But here's the problem: many people with Lyme struggle with insomnia, restless sleep, or waking up exhausted. That's often because inflammation messes with your brain's ability to regulate sleep hormones. And guess what? That poor sleep adds even more stress to your immune system. It's a vicious cycle. So what can you do? Start small. Cut out screen time an hour before bed. Make your room dark, cool, and quiet. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine too late in the day. And if your mind races at night, try writing your thoughts down before bed. Sometimes, getting those worries out of your head is enough to help you finally rest. Now, none of these things are magic bullets. But together, they create a strong foundation. They give your immune system the support it needs to stop chasing shadows and start rebuilding strength. And here's the best part: even if you don't have a confirmed diagnosis of Lyme, these steps are still going to help. Because they're not just about fighting infection, they're about building resilience. Making your body stronger, calmer, and more balanced so that it can protect you from whatever life throws your way. Lyme disease can absolutely wreak havoc on your immune system, but it doesn't have to control your life. The more you understand how it operates, the more power you have to take care of your body and take your health back, one step at a time. Let's keep going. There's still more to uncover about how Lyme impacts the immune system and what other clues your body might be giving you. The body is always trying to speak to us. The problem is, we've gotten used to ignoring it, pushing through fatigue, brushing off strange symptoms, thinking we're just getting older or having a bad week. But when Lyme disease enters the picture, those little whispers can turn into shouts. The immune system starts sending signals that something deeper is off balance, and the sooner we tune in, the better chance we have at supporting it. One of the most telling signs that Lyme is impacting your immune system is when you keep getting sick, even when everyone else seems fine. A minor cold turns into a 2-week ordeal. A small cut takes forever to heal. Or maybe it's that low-level, constant feeling of being unwell, not sick enough to lie in bed, but never truly feeling healthy either. That's not just bad luck. It's a sign that your immune system is overwhelmed. And it makes sense, doesn't it? If your immune cells are constantly fighting off the bacteria that causes Lyme, they're using up resources. It's like trying to repair a house while it's still on fire. You can't fix the damage properly because you're still trying to put out the flames. What many people don't realize is that Lyme doesn't always travel alone. It often brings along what are called co-infections, other bacteria, viruses, or parasites that further strain the immune system. These might include Bartonella, Babesia, or even Epstein-Barr virus. Each of these can add its own layer of confusion, making symptoms worse and recovery harder. The immune system is left juggling too many threats at once, and the result is exhaustion, not just in your body, but in your defenses. This is why some people with Lyme feel like they're always fighting something off, yet never truly winning. Their immune system is in a constant battle mode, using up nutrients, draining energy, and even starting to attack the body's own tissues by mistake. This is what doctors call autoimmunity, and yes, Lyme can trigger it. It's like the immune system gets so confused by years of chronic infection that it forgets who the enemy is. Now, if this sounds scary, I want you to take a breath. Because here's something important: the immune system is incredibly resilient, especially when you give it the right kind of support. It's not about shutting it down. It's about helping it find its balance again. So how do you help your immune system recover when it's been under siege? One word: consistency. It's not the big heroic changes that make the difference, it's the small, consistent actions that signal to your body, hey, we're safe now. You can start to rebuild. This can mean something as simple as starting your day with a warm glass of water and lemon. It hydrates, supports the liver, and signals the immune system that it's time to wake up gently. Or ending your day with 15 minutes of quiet, whether it's journaling, stretching, or listening to calming music, creating rituals that bring the nervous system out of fight or flight and into healing mode. Movement helps too. Not intense workouts, those can actually backfire when your immune system is inflamed. But gentle, regular movement, like walking, yoga, or Tai Chi, helps circulate lymph, lower stress hormones, and boost immune function. Even 5 minutes of movement after a meal can do wonders. And connection, emotional connection, is often overlooked. Chronic illness can make you feel isolated, especially when your symptoms aren't visible or easy to explain. But loneliness is its own kind of immune stress. Finding people who understand, whether in a support group, an online forum, or even one good friend, can actually strengthen your immune system. Studies have shown that meaningful connection boosts natural killer cells, lowers inflammation, and helps the body heal faster. Even laughter, yes, real, belly-shaking laughter, releases chemicals that calm the immune system and lower pain. So don't underestimate the power of watching something funny, telling jokes with a friend, or even just smiling more. These little human moments remind your immune system that life is still good, still worth protecting. One thing to keep in mind, and this is something people of all ages can relate to, is that healing takes time. There are no overnight cures when it comes to something as complex as Lyme disease and immune recovery. But time doesn't mean passivity. It means giving your body the space, the care, and the consistency it needs to do what it's already built to do, heal. And yes, there will be days when it feels like nothing is working. Days when symptoms flare up, energy disappears, or your mind spirals with frustration. That's okay. Healing isn't a straight line. It zigzags, it stalls, it sometimes goes backwards before it surges ahead. But every time you choose to rest, nourish, move, or laugh, you're casting a vote for your body's recovery. So let this be your reminder that your immune system is not broken. It's trying. It's doing its best. And the fact that you're here, watching this, means you're doing your part too. You're learning, you're paying attention, and you're choosing to support your body instead of fighting against it. That matters. More than you know.